People mistakenly believe that Sigma INFJs are only introverts who focus only on their own inner world. But this presumption is incorrect in several ways. Behind them, there are perilous strengths that upset established order and pose a threat to the current quo. Here are 7 ominous character qualities that make a Sigma INFJ a very hazardous person. 7. They wield power invisibly. Why are INFJs with the Sigma personality type such a threat? It is the surprise factor it includes. At first glance, Sigma INFJs may come across as modest and even cautious. But power and understanding that are hidden beneath the surface can be unleashed with astonishing results. Others are unaware of this power's presence, enabling Sigma INFJs to navigate circumstances in novel ways. They have a sort of influence that may be strategically used because of their capacity to comprehend the wants, motivations, and weaknesses of others. Sigma INFJs are able to negotiate complicated social interactions thanks to their keen perceptions, where the precision could be hard for others to oppose. Grades cause others who interact with them to feel unsure, not being aware of the potential manifestation of their secret strength. Their covert influence might arouse greater intrigue and interest. People have a natural attraction to mysteries and the mysterious character of Sigma INFJs. With its capacity for significant effects, it can produce an almost magnetic pull. This mystique aura may cause people to misestimate or misinterpret the wearer, offering Sigma INFJs a competitive edge in many circumstances. Despite the fact that many Sigma INFJs use their skills for good and helpful things, their hidden power also has the potential to be abused. Do you have the secret ability to exert influence that goes beyond what is initially seen as a Sigma INFJ? 6. The silent manipulation. The subtle manipulation of the Sigma INFJ is dangerous since it might go unnoticed. In contrast to more overt kinds of deception, their strategy is covert, and their apparent sincerity and empathy and reserved manner are appealing. This makes it difficult for other people to spot when they are being tricked, enabling the Sigma INFJ to impose power over others without drawing attention to themselves. They have an advantage in spotting other people's weaknesses because of their profound awareness of human emotions and motives. They are able to influence events and encounters in the way they like by taking advantage of these weaknesses. People who are subjected to this kind of manipulation may end up making decisions they otherwise would not have, all the while thinking they are acting on their own free will. Their planned empathy may be used to forge emotional connections that increase their capacity for deception. They build a foundation of trust that may be used to achieve their objectives by giving off the impression that they actually comprehend and care about other people. People find it more difficult to discern when they are being quietly steered or persuaded as a result of this emotional connection. Sigma INFJ quiet manipulation is so risky since it can act covertly and target emotional weaknesses. 5. Masterful isolation techniques. Their expert isolation could initially seem innocent, a predilection for seclusion and reflection. But its vulnerability to alienation from deep human relationships makes it dangerous. Being able to traverse their inner worlds in depth might unintentionally result in a separation from the outside world. Due to their distorted perspective, they may be blind to the subtleties and dynamics of interpersonal interactions. Their INFJ empathy becomes a double-edged sword when mixed with solitude. On the one hand, it improves their capacity to thoroughly comprehend others' feelings. On the other side, it may make people more sensitive to the point where they avoid social situations in order to guard against emotional overload. Due to their increased sensitivity, they may be more likely to misunderstand social signs and become more reclusive. Additionally, as Sigma INFJs get skilled at navigating their inner worlds, virtuoso solitude can result in a loop that reinforces itself. They may become reluctant to enter the outward world of social interactions. Therefore, the risk of the skillful seclusion of the Sigma INFJ lies in its ability to weaken interpersonal ties and restrict personal growth. Although alone and contemplation offer benefits, too much seclusion might impair people's social skills. To fully capitalize on their distinctive features without falling victim to the potential hazards of solitude, it is crucial to strike a balance between introspection and social contact. 4. Remaining true to non-traditional approaches. Sigma INFJs might adapt their unusual tactics to take advantage of weaknesses or influence emotions by becoming familiar with the emotional terrain of others. This capacity for emotional acuity can have far-reaching effects since it may allow them to influence people in unanticipated and perhaps detrimental ways. Additionally, the Sigma INFJ's innovative tactics have the potential to subvert existing structures and conventions. While technology has the potential to be a force for good, if not handled wisely, it might also result in instability or anarchy. They run the risk of unintentionally jeopardizing the foundations that support others in their pursuit of novel routes, which might have unforeseen negative effects. While being independent is a virtue, going too far from the norm might make one feel cut off from reality. This isolation can result in a disconnection from the practical factors that most people rely on, which may lead to decisions that are not grounded in reality. The risk associated with Sigma INFJ's innovative tactics therefore stems from its capacity to introduce uncertainty, take advantage of openings, and challenge accepted norms. Although their distinctive approach has the ability to spur positive change, it may also have unanticipated negative effects on both themselves and other people. Utilizing the strength of their individuality without unintentionally harming them requires striking a balance between their autonomous thinking and an understanding of the potential hazards. 3. Having a strategic empathy. While the strategic empathy of the Sigma INFJ is sincere and founded in a profound grasp of human emotions, it is harmful since it may be used to attack weak points. Sigma INFJs may influence encounters and circumstances toward their preferred results by identifying emotional triggers, frequently without the target's knowledge. Their reflecting nature only increases this risk. Sigma INFJs have insight into the most efficient ways to evoke emotional responses from others because of their capacity to understand circumstances and emotions. They understand not just what people feel, but also how to affect those sentiments, which may make them a powerful instrument for manipulation. This combination of strategic thinking with sympathetic perception. The risk also includes the possibility of emotional dependence. However, these attachments may be founded in Sigma INFJ's drive to keep control or achieve particular goals, resulting in emotional manipulation that leaves others vulnerable. As a consequence, others may mistakenly believe that these links are real connections. The ethical issues behind their strategic empathy also highlight the threat. Their capacity to sway emotions can lead to consequences that are not in the best interests of other people if used unethically. Those who are the targets of these people's manipulative strategies may suffer from ruined relationships, broken trust, and emotional upheaval as a result of their exploitation of empathy for selfish ends. 2. Calculated detachment. While the detachment of Sigma INFJs enables them to approach circumstances with a clear and rational mentality, it may also give the impression that they are cold and uncaring. This emotional distance might make those around them uncomfortable, obstructing sincere interactions and giving the impression that they lack empathy or compassion. Their degree of empathy further exacerbates this risk. Because of their acute grasp of human emotions, Sigma INFJs can influence events through careful detachment. They can evoke a sense of mystery that attracts others by suppressing their emotions or disguising their genuine feelings. However, when the real reason for their seeming disengagement is ultimately discovered, this deception can breed discomfort and suspicion. The risk also includes the possibility of internal emotional distress. Thoughtful detachment may protect individuals from immediate emotional damage, but over time, it might result in suppressed feelings and unsolved concerns. This suppression of emotions can lead to tension, worry, and a disconnection from one's own emotions. 1. Having a profound insight. The keen understanding of the Sigma INFJ might unintentionally result in manipulation. Sigma INFJs are able to take use of these emotional triggers to further their own objectives by identifying others' weaknesses and aspirations. This manipulation can cause others to make choices that they otherwise might not have taken as a result of the Sigma INFJ's expert utilization of their insights. Due to their propensity for seeing through people's veneers, they may occasionally assume the worst about the motives of those they engage with, which can breed distrust and dread. The strength of their understanding might cause emotional overwhelm as people worry if their genuine selves are being recognized correctly. Their in-depth knowledge of the complex emotional aspects of human nature may expose them to more emotions than they can handle. Even though the Sigma INFJ's capacity for sensing the underlying currents of emotions is a special talent, it must be balanced with consideration for others' limits and awareness of its effects on their mental and emotional well-being. For this keen insight to be fully utilized while avoiding any possible hazards, finding this balance is crucial. Do you actually comprehend your complexity as a Sigma INFJ? How can you guide people through your exciting yet perilous features?